Hey TV fans, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
On this episode, we'll be discussing Ted Lasso Season 2, Episode 1. This is so exciting that it's back. All right, so Episode 1 is called Goodbye, Earl.
Oh, man.
I mean, wow. First episode of Season 2, they kill a dog.
I know, seriously.
The mascot of their team, Earl the Greyhound.
It's great. Earl the Greyhound.
Yeah. Don't you like that? Yeah, and so it's killed by Danny, and Danny is not taking it well.
Oh my gosh. I feel like this hook of the first season was like genius, right?
Yeah.
Like, what a way to start in this like spectacularly sad thing.
Yes, and Danny, just how affected he is. I mean, that just kind of speaks to his character. All these characters are so lovable in their own way, but he's just cannot. No amount of that shower is going to wash the guilt off of him. He's just like full uniform. He's having nightmares. He's just not taking it well. He killed the dog.
I love that he got like a central role in this episode because we kind of just saw him like on the periphery last season. So that was really great. Mm-hmm. And then on the other hand, all the other characters had like a moment, but like, dude, each moment, like even if it was one line, it like just like encapsulated them.
Yes.
It was so good. It was like perfect writing.
It's always perfect.
So good. Like,
I know. I also have to say that this, because, you know, this is a comedy, but the way that they can just subtly shift gears, because remember Trent, that reporter, our favorite reporter, is asking Ted Lasso at the press conference, you know, what do you think about the dog being killed? And then he tells this really heartfelt story about Hank the dog that bit him, but then he later cared for. And I was almost in tears with that story. How did they do that?
It's the writing and it's Jason Sudeikis, right? Like, jeez, like he just tells the story. But why is Trent turning on him, though?
Yeah, I feel like he's always kind of like that, though, right?
I thought we won him over.
Challenge him.
Yeah, but I was just like, calm down, man.
That's his job, right?
I guess so.
Maybe.
That was funny how they were all like, from the Independent.
Yes. Oh, I love all the callbacks, yes. Okay, so when they're discussing what's going on with Danny and then Coach Beard and then Ted Lasso, they're saying that it's the yips, but they can't say it. See, like just now I hesitate.
I know.
I can't say it. But apparently, is that a real thing where, like, the athletes in their sport just, like, can't play their sport? Because that definitely happened with my hockey team.
Well, so I was wondering, too, because it seemed to be, like, an American versus a British thing. Like, the British people didn't seem to get it.
Right.
But then when they brought in the psychologist, she was just like, oh, the yips.
Yeah, well, I thought that she was just, like, saying what they said. But
she made it seem like it was a real thing. Like, a total legit condition. Like, that should be in, like, the DSM. You have the yips.
So, yeah, that sports psychologist, Dr. Sharon Fieldstone, I love her.
I know.
First of all, she's in another show that we love, I May Destroy You.
Oh.
So, oh my gosh. She was recognizable right off the bat. But when she says something about that he needs discipline, not denial, why was that, like, buzzing in my ear for the rest of the night?
It was so good.
Yeah, I think a lot of us, I think Ted Lasso might need that.
Yes.
He's got a lot going on in his life.
I love that this plants the seed for the rest of the season, too, with, like, the personal narrative that probably Ted's going to go through, because he tells us, like, he has this relationship to therapists, which is negative.
Oh, my gosh. That was the best ever.
That whole exchange was so... And then when Coach tells him, like, so you're basing your opinion off of one person. And I was like...
Well said.
Coach, dude.
I know. Well, good thing for that psychologist, because she made Danny feel better along with some other players. So she's going to be a very pivotal role.
I know. We're going to see her, right? The rest of the season. I love this. We have like a new character. She speaks at least 3 languages.
Whoa.
Which was amazing.
Very impressive.
Yes.
Yes. Good start for that character. And then Rebecca, oh my gosh, Rebecca and Keeley and their relationship and their friendship is just magnificent, and I love it. I want to say when Ted comes in and there's Higgins and Keeley and Rebecca, and then they're like, hi, Ted, and it's just the friendliest greeting to him, which is so contrary to, like, how it was last season.
Yes, totally.
Oh my gosh, even just Rebecca saying, like, well, you know, about them all being on this tie streak, she's like, well, we're still undefeated.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh
so
my gosh,
positive.
Ted Lasso has really made a difference in her attitude.
Totally.
It's his spirit that's rubbing off on her.
Yeah.
But yes, I love that Rebecca's in the dating pool. Yeah, and she's got Keeley to help her. And then the double date.
Wow.
I love Roy.
Oh, I know. Oh, so I was going to ask
Roy.
you, so what do you think of his new look?
I love it.
Yeah, it's a little scruffier, a little thicker
It's even
hair.
better. It's
oh
even better. It's like 2.0. I love him. Okay, I get it. He's so hot. But I love that he is the most lovable curmudgeon I've ever seen.
How many swear words did he use in that little...
Phoebe's keeping track.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny because we sent like when I was watching it, my husband and I sent the kids away only because of the cursing. And I was like, well, if they hear a couple words here and there, no big deal. That would have been really like interesting.
Didn't bother Phoebe.
Oh, it's just like and who cares? It's just some words,
Yeah, and Roy's in this whole transition of being in retirement, but he's now, he's coaching.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Phoebe's football team. I want to say soccer. Sorry, I'm American. I want to say soccer, but yes, the football team. And he's so funny, him yelling at them at the beginning, and oh my gosh. And then he said somebody's mom brought apple slices that don't eat the peel, and oh my gosh, it was so awesome. But, we got to see, because I was kind of afraid this episode was going on, and I was like, where's Roy? Please put in Roy.
Yes.
And he has some, truth bombs with Rebecca when she's like, well, what did you think of my date?
That was actually the most moving moment of the whole episode for me. Of course,
That's awesome.
When Ted's talking about the dog too, that was good for me, but that was more like you said, like a tone change that really whoa, took you out of it for a second in a good way. But yeah, that moment, I was just like almost cried.
Yeah.
He was so good.
Don't you dare settle. You have to find
that.
someone that strikes you like effing lightning.
Yes. That's so good.
And then Keeley looks at him.
Aww.
Oh, I love them together, by the way. I think it is really funny that they're playing up the fact that he hangs out with yoga moms.
Yes.
And hangs out in child's pose.
Mm-hmm.
And we do yoga, we know.
Right.
But what's crazy is you actually see him interact with the ladies, and I just love him even more.
I know.
Because of it.
Yes.
And then, much to my surprise, they're watching this dating reality show called Lust Conquers All, which is totally like a spinoff, or like just a play on like probably Love Island or whatever.
Yes, exactly.
But why is Jamie Tart there?
So it must be like one of those like celebrity type of, like reality show with like celebrities. I mean, they are huge celebrities, the football players in England, right? But this is my question though, like maybe my first fault. How do the women know Jamie, but not know Roy? How? They knew him. They're like, we love him. Oh, unless they only love him from the show. From that show.
Maybe.
But I was just kind of like, wait a minute.
Because, I don't even know. But yeah, I loved Roy looking around when it came to, he comes on screen, Jamie, and he's like, and they're looking around, they're like, I love him. He's like, what's happening?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But, okay, this was my only concern.
Okay.
Jamie. I love him, and I know that there's a lot of depth to him, and I feel like this is like kind of a cheap way to take his character. So I hope it doesn't stay this way. I don't want him to just be like on a dating show.
That's what I was wondering as well.
Concerned.
I think what was cool about this episode is that you were waiting for each person to come back, right? Because it's like the premiere of the season. And so, yeah, like when we saw Roy, we were like, oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
And then I was like, but where's Jamie? We know that he can't just be gone.
No way.
But then the way he came back, but I feel like it's just the intro.
Gosh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I also love that it's like Roy can't get this man away from him. Like he's everywhere. And I feel like there's like things that need to be mended between the two of them that will probably happen.
And now he's going into like his safe space, his like space that was just his, where like, no one else could like get involved. Right. So that's kind of not cool.
He's infiltrating.
I feel like Roy's going to blow it up himself because now he's going to be like, well, why do they like him? And it's just going to crumble.
Lots of soul searching here. Lots of things to tap into, especially since we're talking about discipline, not denial, everyone. Yes. I think with that, we're going to leave you. What a great first episode of season 2. Let us know what you thought of this episode. Comment below. Please like and subscribe while you're there, and then we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Be a goldfish.